What's up, ladies and gents? Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful night. Here to bring you a real quick video, essentially covering kind of what we've been going over in the academy lessons, but because the charts have been looking so good, I wanted to cover my top 3 altcoins that I believe are going to pop, hopefully within the next 2 weeks. But before we get into that, I want to cover Bitcoin real quick while we're at it, looking at this chart. Now, I do believe that Bitcoin is in its bullish move. I do think it's going to continue to move past 50,000. But in order for Bitcoin to move past 50,000, it needs to break back into the trend line. And even when it does that, I think it might come up and down a couple times before it'll break into a serious pattern. That's the only reason why I'm not putting Bitcoin on my super boom for the next 2 weeks. It might happen. Hopefully I'm wrong. And it does it 2 times and goes to 100,000 and comes back down. That'll help the rest of the altcoins out. But for the sake of this video, first one we're going to start with, that is on Boom Alert, DOT. DOT's been consistently in this trend line for a long time now. And we thought it was melting faces. And I think at this point, it might be the final breaking point. If not, it's going to be the next time it tests this line. But when it actually breaks through this trend line, it's going to be a really strong move. Major reason why I'm thinking it is going to break is because the 4th time it's testing. You have to test here, number 1. Test here, number 2 for resistance. Test number 3. And now coming in to test number 4 with a lot of steam. If we pull to the 1-day chart, you see we're getting a little pullback finally on the stow, which is a great sign. Hopefully a lot of room for growth. Volume is looking good. RSI is over 75, which is a great sign. So overall, I'm looking at DOT to hopefully push into the 50s. If it has a really strong impulse, which at this point I'm not going to be surprised. So number 2 on the list, Luna. The reason why Luna has a super bullish flag right here that just happened, and Luna is currently testing a support region, which I was calling at around 6.1, and I was saying in our Discord group that it can go as low as 5.9. Where I'm getting this information from is from the historical data, so I can see there's a nice little bump right here at the 6.2 region. And then there's a nice little ridge right down here that it can find support at as well, 6.1. And then at the lowest, we have a little group right here. I think that'll probably get to be the lowest point that it comes down on this retrace at 5.7. If it does go there, it's probably going to be a nice little wick when it comes up. We'll find out in the next couple hours or so. Just great. I'm expecting Luna to come all the way up to the $9-10 range before it comes back down for a retracement to find support to keep moving up. Luna's one of those that I think is going to go to the moon, so stay tuned with that one. And last but not least, ADA Cardano on Boom Alert. As long as it can hold on the outside of this trend line and channel. If not, it might come back in and come back up and retest and then break. That will delay the process, and that's why it's one of the later booms. But we'll see what happens with these candles. This is a very strong buyer signal right here, and you're getting a support on the top side of the trend in the sideways channel. So more than likely it can break, and if Cardano breaks, I can see Cardano going all the way up to around the 1.4, 1.5 range before it starts to come back down. That's a long shot. My realistic entry exit, or where I start moving my stop loss, will probably be around 1.1. But this is going to be a fun one too if you pull onto the daily. The stow has plenty of room for growth. You still also have a massive buyer candle. The more bottom wicks you have, the better it looks like, and the better it will be going into the future because there are more buyers in the market. These are the 3 that I'm going with this week on my margins. We're going to have some fun. I'm going to be releasing a video probably next week going into a margin trade. Probably getting around 20,000, 30,000 into the trade. See what happens, pushing into the next coming weeks. Thanks again for stopping by and checking out the channel. Make sure to subscribe, give us a like on the page. We greatly appreciated. Later.